right, I am taking a break from watching 2.5 hours of Destiny streams and playing the new season for another 2.5 hours to make a video about those 5 hours. I'm mostly going to concentrate on the showcase, I think. I have gotten into Season of the Plunder a good bit. I did the whole, like, everything you can do in the story this week on 2 characters now. Played around with Arc 2.0 on 2 characters. That's going to have to be a separate video, I think, or else this will get way too long if I also roll up Season of the Plunder full impressions in here. So today was the showcase, and I've been dodging leaks for, I don't know, 48, 72 hours before this. I had a few things spoiled for me, but nothing that like completely ruined the showcase or anything. They opened with Lightfall, and never in a million years could I have predicted that the next destination for Destiny 2 would be a secret cyberpunk Las Vegas on Neptune full of hot cloud people that we've never heard about before. Although the clues were there, now we know. This is the Neptune stronghold. I just put this together like an hour ago, where this is the secret human refuge place that Rasputin was talking about in the Witch Queen lore after you do the Glaive quest. He talks about a place called Neptune Stronghold. Nephele is the Greek goddess, or not goddess, like she's a cloud nymph in Greek mythology. And these people are the Cloudstriders, and this is very clearly the Neptune stronghold that he was talking about. Obviously, it's I don't remember what the actual city name is called. It's not that, but that's probably the like Rasputin code name for it or something. Also, because we had all the Scion predictions, that Keitel, or the Keitel prophecies that we got in Vox Obscura, since those are coming true, including Aramis being revived. The city under siege described in that prophecy, also this city. And it is under siege by who else? Our good buddy Callus. We are not done with him. He has transported himself into the pyramid, put his face on it, and has darknessified a bunch of Cabal to come attack this city for some reason. Evie, don't eat your foot. It's bad. Don't eat your foot. Okay, here you go. More feet problems with Evie. Very sad. Okay, she's doing it again. I give up. This place, we don't know a whole lot about it, other than it has existed for a really long time and like avoided the collapse. They talk about it being like parallel humanity development. Like, so what would I think this is like what would have happened if we did not have a collapse after the Golden Age. I don't know how these people got there. Sorry, my voice is I'm still kind of sick. I don't know how these people got there originally and what they've been doing other than just sort of vibing on their party planet. So we do have a new race in Destiny 2. It's just not an enemy race. It is an ally race. We really don't know a whole lot about them other than just a few glimpses of them. And I assume they're going to be a good part of the story for a while to come, both in the Light and Dark saga, but also probably beyond that, considering how important Awoken and Exo are. Obviously, the idea is, can we be a Cloudstrider? Can we pick that race now? I don't think that's going to happen, but they do seem like they will be a pretty essential part of the story going forward. There is one new enemy type, not an enemy race. It's what's it called? Tormentor. It's a Tormentor, where it's a big Rolk looking thing where it reminded me a lot of like an Elden Ring type boss thing. I think it's like the biggest non-boss specific enemy we've had in the game, and it does seem to be a unique enemy type. I'm sure it's probably maybe rigged on Rolk to a certain extent, or like built with some of those pieces, but I'm really gonna have to check on her foot. I don't know what's going on there. But that's going to be a new enemy to take on. It has a scythe. The scythe shoots, I think, void. I don't know. So that is a new enemy there. And then finally, we did get the subclass leak which it turned out to be correct. The final term that was assigned to it, Strand, was the name. I did get the image of it spammed to me a bunch of times yesterday, so I did see that. I mean, I knew a new fifth subclass that was green was coming, so just the image really didn't do, and the name didn't do a ton for me. This is interesting because, we had all these predictions about a poison subclass, and then something based on egregore, and this does not seem to be a poison subclass. Like, there's not really anything that I've seen in it so far that's like poisonous. It's mostly about ropes, like strand, like it's a rope based subclass. Granted, they're not like literal physical ropes. It's like you're pulling psychic strings out of the universe or something. But I do think it is based in egregore, because the whole explanation they gave about it was that this is like, it's part of like some psychic consciousness network that spans all living beings, blah, 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 blah. We're the first people to use it. But like, that sounds very much like egregore. Like, the egregore is a psychic communication network linking everything to the witness, and we know that Drifter and Eris have been studying it. This seems to me like something that we are probably maybe going to invent ourselves, and it is a darkness subclass. They've been very clear about that, so I do think this will ultimately have roots in egregore. The big hook here is a literal hook. It is a grappling hook that you can throw out and hook onto literally nothing. You don't have to play Spider-Man. You can just hook onto thin air if you want, because that's what they decided for the movement ability here. And they showed off some moves, not like everything. The supers, Warlocks shoot a bunch of homing strand missiles. Titans get these like scythe claw things that they can do, like whirlwind barbarian things. And slams, of course, always need slams. And then hunters have a rope dart, which sounds awesome. And I'm really looking forward to that. And so, yeah, we have our fifth subclass. It's green. It's not poisonous necessarily, but it might be based in a plant all the same in the form of egregore. So that is kind of all they covered with Lightfall, which is a lot. I was really not expecting this location, this whole neon cyberpunk aesthetic thing. Wasn't really expecting Callus to come back as the main villain for that, which heavily implies the Witness will be the main villain for the final shape itself, which is not a super big surprise, but I don't know. I kind of thought the battle was coming to the last city and the Traveler already, but that seems to be not where things are yet. It also does make me think next season could be Rasputin based, because if Rasputin has the knowledge of where Nepheli's stronghold is, that could be something we have to extract from him in order to get to Lightfall. They did not talk about Season 19 at all during this broadcast. They instead just focused on Season 18. Obviously, we'll have a ton to say about Season 18. It is a pirate-themed season in every sense of the word, from the activities to the cosmetics to the loot, literally everything. I'm already having some very positive thoughts about this season because it is based on Drifter, Spider, Mithrax, and Ido, and three of those were some of my favorite characters in the game already. Ido's voice work is really good, so it seems like all of the people involved here are going to combine for a really narratively fun storyline, shall we say. And obviously Aramis is back as the villain. The idea that she was going to be de-thawed panned out. That had been heavily hinted at in the past, so that is the theory that came true instead of the Rasputin stuff, but guarantee you Rasputin will be back in some form later. I've played a bit of it so far. There's this the main activity is called Catch Crash, where you rocket across fallen pirate ships to loot the other pirates' strongholds. It is a very fun, very wacky activity. Again, I think it suffers a little bit from six-man syndrome, where there's just so many people like blowing through everything now with Arc 3.0 that it's just chaos to a degree where it's not the most challenging. There is a master version of it, which I've already unlocked somehow. But just aesthetically, like the idea of these two fallen warships like going at it is really good. I've started to get some of the loot. We have started to see there's a couple new perks, like increasing body shot damage at the cost of target acquisition. There is an Arc 3.0 perk where if you reload after a kill, your next shot will jolt enemies. And then there's another activity, which is kind of the one where it's like, okay, we're going to reuse existing areas, which is throwing orbs at a tank and then escorting the tank around and killing enemies as you do so. And then there's a third thing, which is a series of pirate captains or something, pirate lords, I don't know, that we have to go hunt down in these little kind of isolated lost sectors. Like they're not actual lost sectors, but they are kind of new things created just for this purpose. There's something about assembling treasure maps. I don't really understand the whole treasure map system yet. I just started with it, but like it's easy to see. Like I could have seen a past season where just the treasure activity and escorting the tank would have been the main seasonal activity. Like we have seen that before where like the seasonal activity, like Expunge, essentially, that's what Expunge was, is like take an existing zone, plant an activity in it. It's not really a public event, but it kind of functions like a public event. And that's the seasonal activity. This season we have that, and we have this whole custom-made pirate thing, which is very unique and built from scratch, clearly. So that is a lot as is. Plus, we have all these like little mini pirate captain lost sector things. So that's a good amount of stuff. Like, everything can wear out its welcome eventually, but this to me already seems like a bit of a step up from Season of the Haunted at least in terms of the activities. Because Season of the Haunted was like nightmare containment endlessly, and then punctuated by the occasional sever mission to continue the story. I don't really know what the equivalent of the story missions are this season because there isn't something I can see that's like sever exactly. I don't know if the narrative beats will be told just through different pirate ship missions or different treasure chest missions or what, but I don't. There's been a lot of dialogue so far, a whole lot of dialogue, so there's plenty of story jammed in there. I'm not really going to be able to get through everything. Arc 3.0 so far is very fun. You seem like you're amplified all the time. The speed boosts are going to be very addicting and very hard to get rid of when you switch to a different class. Jolting seems extremely strong for mob clear. Like there's so many things you can make all of your abilities jolt enemies and make your special weapons do AoE jolt explosions, and like it's very fun. I've done it on Warlock so far with Crown of Tempest, and I've done it on Titan with the Insurmountable Skull Fort. That's like very much synergistic with the runarounds, bash everything idea of Arc 3.0 because you're doing that already with Skull Fort. I have not used the Hunter in his new super yet. I do know that you can spear enemies with the staff and it'll like stick in them and they'll be like waving around as it's like pulsing electricity. That is awesome. That is very cool. But so far, Arc 2.0, I think it's starting off strong. I mean, again, it is hard. Like like all of these classes are so disparate now and have their own feelings and stuff that it's a little hard to fully compare them all, especially since the seasons in which they debuted, Void and Solar Bolt had really, really strong class mods too supporting them, and now they don't. Arc doesn't seem like it's going to have anything that's super broken, but obviously no one has really unlocked that stuff yet. And we will kind of see how that plays out over time. I did think the King's Fall reprisal announcement kind of got lost in all this, and again, like, okay, maybe I can understand keeping Season of the Plunder a secret just so it's a fun thing that you can go rush into an hour after the showcase. King's Fall, I don't really know why they had to keep that a secret. I don't get it. Like, I don't really understand why they were so secretive about that or why they couldn't tell people it was going to be King's Fall. They showed, a trailer for it. Weapons are coming back. Armor's coming back. We don't know what the changes are yet. And we'll just see how that goes. Again, I said I won't be around for that Friday, so I will catch up with all that later. So I won't be able to live cover the world's first race or anything. And then we ended with I skipped over all the quality of life and new player onboarding stuff. There's something like a Guardian rank system where like you're given a kind of step-by-step process of like how to do all the different things in Destiny. So it's onboarding for new players, but it also seems like it's rewarding Sherpas for helping people do stuff. Big deal. In-game LFG is coming. Very big deal. And it looks pretty good from what the mock-up they showed. And then in-game loadouts are also coming, where you can put all your mods together on one page, save the loadout, switch to the loadout quickly. Extremely big deal. People have been asking for that forever. One thing I noticed they did not go into is there were no changes to power level, or how power is acquired. There were some rumors that gear power would be going away, so it would be less of a grind in that sense. We've not heard anything about that. It doesn't mean it's not happening for sure, but that was not a part of the showcase. At the very end, we got to stuff like the Fortnite collab. There's Fortnite armor in Destiny. There's Destiny characters in Fortnite. It's fun. Donald Mustard considers Destiny 2 one of the greatest games of all time. He literally just said that. So this is why this is a very, very elaborate crossover. They even made Javelin 4, the map, in Fortnite right now. So I got to go buy all those skins in both games, which is like, I don't know, a ton of money, but whatever. But they closed with an interesting announcement in that they are done sunsetting expansions. So everyone was assuming Shadowkeep's going to go next, and then eventually, Beyond Light will go, and like we're just going to keep doing this forever. So they're not sunsetting expansions. That doesn't mean content vaulting is done completely, because they will still be shelving seasonal content. Seasonal content will die after a year, barring anything they save, like they saved Battlegrounds last time. And then I assume they can still vault planets. Like, Nessus isn't doing a whole lot. And that's not an essential part of any existing expansion that I can remember. Maybe like a quest step or two, but like they're not going to vault the moon because that's the Shadowkeep expansion. They're not going to vault Europa because that's Beyond Light. But EDZ and Nessus, if they're going to vault anything, it might be those planets, because those were very heavily tied to the Red War, and that would result in a good amount of content loss, a bunch of strikes in either of those, and then obviously just zones to go to. So I was happy with everything I saw here today. I'm having fun with Season with the Plunder. I am leaving to go out of town on Thursday, so I will not be around for Plunder grinding then, and I will not be around for the raid race. So no videos, probably no articles either then, and then I will be back over the weekend. So anyway, thanks for bearing with me in my like 50,000 tweets today. I'm probably not done yet, but trying to get everything in here. And yeah, it's a pretty exciting time for the game, honestly, and I was very happy with the showcase overall. So let me know what you think in the comments, and we can talk about it. Take care. Talk to you soon.